The Marx Memorial Library in London's Clerkenwell is a very special place. A library, archive, museum and workers' school were a unique educational, historical and cultural centre for the labour movement and left in Britain and internationally. Our priceless archives and artefacts span the history of Marxism and the working class movements going back centuries. And we have a fascinating radical history in our own right. We were founded in 1933 in response to the rise of fascism in Europe. Our place in socialist history goes further back than that. It was here, when the building was a radical printing workshop, that Lenin worked while in exile in London. Other famous visitors have included William Morris, Paul Robeson and Eleanor Marx. The Marx Memorial Library has a world-class collection of over 50,000 books, pamphlets and periodicals, covering everything from the science of Marxism to the 19th century Chartists and the Tolpuddle martyrs, to the anti-apartheid struggles and major industrial disputes of the last century. On top of this, we have some outstanding archives, including our Spanish collection, the most comprehensive archive on the Spanish Civil War, the International Brigades and the Aid Spain movement in Britain. Plus the Bernal Peace Collection, which gives a fascinating insight into the peace and anti-nuclear movements after the Second World War. Our poster collection boasts more than 1,600 posters from the 1917 Russian Revolution to the present day. Another specialism is the radical press. We have a collection of the print union archives and a complete run of the Daily Worker Morning Star dating back to the first issue in 1930. It will come as no surprise that readers, researchers and activists from all over the world visit us to take a look at these resources. Our reading room is open to the public 4 days a week, and we are digitising some of these unique archives to make them available online. As an education charity, we have weekly classes and lectures in the building, which look at subjects ranging from Marxist theory to socialist art and analysis of the current capitalist crisis. Special events include book launches on current issues like the housing crisis, to film festivals looking at labour movement struggles of the 1960s and 1970s. We frequently have exhibitions in our hall, most recently on the socialist opposition to the First World War. We've also begun developing our education programme in new ways and now offer online education modules, ideal for remote learning, in addition to workshops for school groups and tailored classes and courses for trade union activists. All of this takes place here on Clerkenwell Green, just a few minutes' walk from Farringdon Station, in this Grade 2 listed building. The building itself was originally built in 1738 as a Welsh charity school and was later split into several workshops, including a coffee house where the International Working Men's Association met. It's reasonable to assume that Karl Marx himself spoke on this site when he lived in London. In the late 19th century, the London Patriotic Society discussed issues of the day here, such as women's suffrage and the Fenian question. Clerkenwell Green and the surrounding area was also developing a reputation as the heart of radical thought in London. 20th Century Press, the first socialist printing press in Clerkenwell, was based here until 1922 and continued the radical tradition of the building. Poet and activist William Morris was an early benefactor, and the press went on to produce several of the earliest English editions of Marx and Engels' work. Lenin also worked at the library for a period during his exile in London, editing and printing the journal ISKRA, The Spark, from this address between 1902 and 1903. On the 50th anniversary of Marx's death, a delegation comprising of trade unionists and socialists belonging to the Labour Party and the Communist Party considered setting up a permanent memorial to the philosopher. After Nazis notoriously burned books in Germany in the same year, it was decided that a library would be the most fitting tribute to Marx's memory. Thus, the Marx Memorial Library and Workers' School was established in 1933. Our aim today remains the advancement of education, knowledge and understanding of all aspects of Marxism and the history of socialism. Information about our events and activities, as well as online catalogues of our collections, are available on our website. As an education charity with no public funds, we rely on people like you, our members and supporters, to continue this work and to further develop our activities and to further their reach. There are lots of ways you can help us. You can become a member for just £20 a year, benefit from invitations to special events by becoming a friend for as little as £5 a month, or join our busy team of volunteers here at the Marx Memorial Library.